We had the star player of this game, and now we've got the engineer of the game plan, Coach Lee Burgess. And there were a few things that you guys did really well. There wasn't a lot that you guys did poorly in this ball game. The first thing I want to talk about was the differences in the two halves. Obviously, that first half was a super defensive half. You guys held the number one scoring team in the conference to just 25 points, and then in the second half, it felt like neither side could miss. Kind of talk about a game like that changes and flips on its head, and how you guys were able to kind of win at two different styles of basketball today.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the credit's going to go to our guys for that, for sure. I mean, we first half, I think they were more really trying to get the ball into the post. It was a concerted effort on our part to keep the ball out of the post, off the post passing. And so that kind of slowed them down a little bit, I think, as they just really determined to try to get it in there. And then for us in the first half, I felt like we didn't shoot it great. We got some good looks and had some spin out, and then we had some really sloppy turnovers. So when you're not shooting it great and you have some sloppy turnovers, you're not going to score a lot of points. And so I think that's why first half was what it was. Second half, you're right, it was a very different half. They opened up in a zone, and we were able to kind of knock the lid off the basket and get ourselves going from the arc. Quincy in particular, which was big. Charlie made a couple as well there in the second half. But they made a flip to, instead of really trying to feed the post a lot, just attack off the bounce. And we had a hard time keeping them out of the paint off the bounce, even though it's a big part of what we wanted to do defensively as well, keep them out of the paint on the drive. I think you got to realize as a coach, they're a really good team. They got really good players. You're not going to win every battle like that. So we would play some good defense, and they'd still make a shot, or we wouldn't play great defense, and they'd be able to get downhill and lay the ball in the basket. So, I wish we could have had a little bit more defensive efficiency in the second half, but we will take it. Win is a win. Biggest thing I'm proud of with the guys here, we made a big point just to battle them on the glass. I mean, I think this is the most physically imposing team in our league, just if you combine their size and their athleticism and their length. There's not anybody else in the league that has all of those, that combination. We were +5 on the glass. We out-rebounded them, which was a huge piece for us.
Absolutely. You kind of nailed it there, Coach. I was saying the same thing on the broadcast. In terms of physical talent, you guys might not be quite at the level Wesleyan is, at least stature-wise. They've got guys like Kyron Kelly, 6'7", senior forward, who, by the way, only had one rebound in the first half. But like you said, you won the rebounding battle. North Carolina Wesleyan, the number one rebounding team in the conference. And you talked about that shooting turnaround. You guys started off the ball game 1 for 11 from 3, and from that point forward, 9 for 14 from beyond the arc to finish 10 of 25. And like you said, you can't ask for a better turnaround than that shooting the rock.
No doubt. It's taken us a little bit of time to get our legs back under us from Christmas. We just haven't really shot it great. And in practice the last few days, we have started to really shoot the ball well. So I'm glad it showed up in the game today, especially second half. I mean, we obviously needed every single one of them. So big win. Super proud of the guys. We're going to enjoy it for an hour or two, and then we'll flip the page and start thinking about Methodist for tomorrow.
Absolutely. You get back to work tomorrow, and, Coach, all but one Tornado that checked in got into the scoring. It was a really well-rounded team effort, but things just seemed to flow through Quincy Carter, you guys' leader, the fifth-year graduate player. I mean, he was scoring the ball. He was shooting at will, shooting the lights out, 6 of 11 from the field, efficient. But on top of that, I told Quincy what stood out the most to me was his passing. Quincy is about as unselfish as they come from what I see up here, and he was making the right read every time. I told him on that full court pass, you can tell that his dad played quarterback at the University of Georgia, because that was a dime between two defenders.
I'm not quite sure how that ball got through, but glad it did. It's a great stat line from Quincy today, 22, 7, and 5. I mean, that's really that's solid. And yeah, he was a big part of, again, knocking the lid off the basket in the second half and just kind of giving our guys some confidence. And hey, if they're going to play zone, we just need to take care of the ball here and get some interior touches and score it around the rim when we got it. And when we don't, let's get our feet set and knock down some shots, and we were able to do that.
100%. So to close things off, I was talking to Quincy. Obviously, you guys played North Carolina Wesleyan 3 times last season. Weren't able to pull out the victory in any of those, but had a couple of tight losses. Obviously, some things not going your way. Lost in overtime on this same floor. So how does it feel to kind of avenge those losses last year? I know we don't think about the past a whole lot, but it seems like a turning point for this team, beating a team that historically has had you guys numbered.
Yeah, no, I think, we've had some really, really good games with North Carolina Wesleyan, even dating beyond last year. It feels great to win this game because it's a quality opponent that won the conference last year, was picked to win it this year, and we had to do a lot of things really, really well to win it. So that's why it feels good. I mean, I don't know that it is like avenging anything that makes us feel better about that, other than we're going to have to beat teams like that if we want to accomplish what we want to accomplish, and we were able to get that done today. So proud of the guys, proud of the effort, and we'll take it and keep moving.
Certainly. So the victory 90-83, highest scoring total of the year for you guys. You've got Methodist on a quick turnaround tomorrow, like you said, Coach, but conference victory number 2, 2 back-to-back tough conference victories for you guys, and things are looking up. We're excited to see where the season goes. You guys seem to always play your best in January and February, so we're excited to watch it.
Awesome. Appreciate everything you do here, Brady, and hopefully we'll put forward another good performance tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.